The Taliban entered the school bus. They pulled out a Colt 45 revolver and boom, shot the 15-year-old girl straight on her head. Yes, I'm talking about Malala Yousafzai. Like any 15-year-old, Malala was set to go to her school like most other days. But October 9th in 2012 was going to be the day that changed her life forever. Malala had been writing for BBC's Urdu service since the last 4 years under the pen name Gul Makai. But as soon as she won a national award for bravery and was nominated for an International Children's Peace Award, the Taliban found out who was behind the anti-Taliban ideas and secular principles. After school ended on October 9th, 2012, Malala entered her bus along with her classmates and friends to get back home. A masked gunman from the Tehrik-e-Taliban militant organization boarded the bus and shouted out her name angrily. As soon as he spotted her, he fired 3 shots from his Colt 45 revolver. One bullet struck her forehead, shattering her skull's thinnest bone, driving fragments into her brain. But how did she survive the shooting? The army chief, General Ashfaq Parvez Kayani, sent a military helicopter to evacuate Malala to a military hospital in Peshawar, an unusual but life-saving response for a civilian attacked in an area consistently targeted by the Talibans. The next 72 hours, Malala was fighting for her life. Lying in a medically induced coma in Peshawar, even the doctors weren't sure if she'll survive. The bullet had caused her brain to swell and emergency surgery was inevitable. Basically, the doctors had to remove a part of her skull to relieve the pressure. But you can't just remove a part of your skull. Each part serves a super important function. This particular part of the skull was responsible for speech and control over her right arm and leg. So this surgery was a huge risk because she could lose these functions permanently. Malala's shooting was so much more than a shooting though. This incident rallied the world to come together and fight for a cause. Within 3 days from the initial surgery, Malala's name was being flashed on every news channel in the world. But it wasn't just her well-wishers keeping an eye on her. The Taliban were too. They proudly took credit for the shooting and promised to finish what they had started. With offers pouring in from the US, the UK, Abu Dhabi, and many more countries to admit Malala to their best medical facilities, her doctors and the army chief mutually agreed on Birmingham to be the best decision. People from all walks of life rallied behind her cause, recognizing the urgent need to protect the right to education. Her story became a symbol of defiance and hope, reminding the world of the power of a single voice, the Sparky Movement. So why exactly do we celebrate Malala? To understand this, let's understand a bit more about Malala. What even drove Malala to risk her life? As an 11-year-old, there were far easier things that she could have focused on. Why pick this fight? It was her unwavering belief in the power of education. Growing up in the Swat Valley of Pakistan, she had experienced the Taliban's oppressive rule firsthand. The denial of education to girls, the threats and dangers for some of the most basic human rights was not something Malala sat with. Even after the attack, Malala has continued her tireless work as a global advocate for education. She co-founded the Malala Fund. The Malala Fund is an international non-profit dedicated to ensuring every girl's right to 12 years of free, safe, and quality education. In 2020 alone, grants from this fund have helped 10 million girls continue their education even through the pandemic. Malala has been quoted as one of the bravest people in the world. I mean, after all that she went through, she only comes out stronger and more motivated to work towards the education of the girls. She definitely deserves a day to her name. And this isn't just me. Even the United Nations believes so. Therefore, today, July 12th, is declared as Malala Day, a day to celebrate her unbeatable spirit and shine a spotlight on the urgent need for education worldwide. This is a reminder that the fight for education is far from over. We have to continue working towards a world where every child has the opportunity to learn, grow, and fulfill their potential. Together, let's stand with Malala and empower the next generation to create a brighter, more inclusive future. I mean, isn't this the spirit and core belief that made George Washington fight for our independence? Freedom, equality, and basic human rights? Get ready to be fueled with inspiration and patriotism when we transport you back to the story behind 4th of July and Washington's fight for America's independence. Make sure you are subscribed to Behind the Date so that you can join us every day as we uncover the stories behind each special day. Wishing you a happy Malala Day. See you on the battlefield where America's freedom is on the line.